Chapter 1. Goodbye Yellow. Welcome to the 3-star Scarab Turtle, a 3v3 turned 2v2 on Fort DEEN after our Yellow Anders teammate bullies the enemy Red Forge and Green Cutter for literally an hour. So as payback, my longtime friend Dishonored God, who is the Teal Covenant player, and I decided to stare at our teammate's demise, while Red and Green's intelligence improved as the match progresses. Will our Scarabs and Arbiters prevail, or will the enemy realize they have a cutter and can just 200 mac us away? Find out right now, with some commentary from yours truly. Anti-Wave. This'll be a long video, grab a snack and relax.
What's going on, guys? Doing something a little bit different here. As you heard from the chapter, I'm going to be also commentating while providing little chapter overviews. So, as you can probably tell by the footage, this is extremely old footage. It's about a year and some change, probably a little bit older than that, way back. So, as I explained in the first chapter, this is a 3v3 that turned into a 2v2 on Fort DEEN. Dishonored God and I were on our we were just chilling, and we decided let's just turtle these kids one day. But Yellow kind of screwed everything up and killed one of their teammates. So me and Dishonored here are just sitting here letting our teammate perish, and not to mention on top of that he's been AFK. So that helps us out. As you can tell by the title of the video, it's a 3-star Scarab Turtle, but as of right now, Teal is the one with the 3-star Scarab. I vividly remember him getting the stars first, since Dishonored's always the unlucky one when it comes to getting stars. This game, as you can tell by the resource count, has been going on for at least an hour and change. Like, man, it was, goodness, it was such a long and crazy game, man. Like, I don't even know how we got to this point, but hey, I got the footage for you. The footage in its totality was about 2 hours, but I only was able to record the last 50 minutes to an hour using the Xbox DVR. This is long before I had a PC, a built one anyway, long before I built a PC, and long before I could even use a capture card. This is when I was using the Xbox DVR on the Xbox One at this point in time, even before I got a Series X, so that's a little treat. So at this point, we are just sick and tired of y'all shit, and we just want them out the game so we can get things really rolling. So we just been sitting here. You saw Green and Red attack Yellow's main, and we were like, man, like, just attack Yellow, get him out of here, like, get the guy that's not moving. But oh well. You see them make a effort in an attempt to attack Teal's main base, and he will be getting hit a lot. He'll be getting a lot of love from these guys in the upcoming minutes. But fortunately, we had engineers. We are both double arbiter. If you didn't catch on, one of the more difficult Covenant combinations of turtle on, since they're more of a turtle breaker as opposed to a turtle doer. But I mean, hey, it's worth it, I guess. So yeah, not much happens here at this point. Right now, we're just waiting for them to take Yellow out, which will happen very shortly. If you want, you guys can also tell me what your favorite leaders to turtle with in the comments below, or just comment in general. It'd be much appreciated. So finally, Green is attacking Yellow's base, and as you see there, it's an hour and 5 minutes. We were probably waiting about an extra 30 to get Yellow killed. So man, when I tell you, me and Dishonored were exhausted, but relieved. Goodness, man, we were relieved when he was finally out the picture. It could finally be a fair game in terms of numbers. There will be a lot of moments of downtime, but fortunately I cut all that shit out so you can see the action for the most part. So as you see there, Red's trying to attack. Something I will say though, as you'll see for like a hot minute, Red will be, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Red is the Forge, if I didn't clarify earlier, or if you forgot. Red is a Forge player. He makes like weird armies and then like jumps in intelligence at very unexpected times. You'll see very soon. If you're wondering why we're so passive, it's because we didn't want them to resign until Yellow was out of the picture. Because if we pushed them too hard, they probably would have resigned, seeing the highly star Scarab and two of them, matter of fact. So once that was done, we were like, alright man, I'm gonna go take out that expansion base, and I'm yawning because it is 11:40 Eastern time. I don't know why I decided to even work on this at this point, but I just had a feeling to go ahead and do this. So Green thought he could just expand right in front of us when we were just letting him uh, evict Yellow, I guess. I should have called it that, Yellow eviction notice, but next time, right? Something I would like to say, I've been getting pretty bored of these Fort Dean turtles lately. It's just like, you either hold the wall or you hold the base area, but I mean, hey, Dean's where it's at with the turtling. At this point in time, I am mildly worried about those Mac blasts because I do not even have a star on my Scarab yet, but fortunately Green isn't one of those super experienced cutters. Well, even then, he's been macking the wrong things lately. Another plus is that Dishonored and I will have 3-star Arbiters later, and we'll also have a set of 3-star units that we don't get pretty often, and most likely you haven't either unless you play Reinforcements a lot. But we'll see how this goes.
All units.
Something I like to say is I do have plans to make a Super Turtle guide video and try to work on the Halo Wars Leader overhaul mod review or something like that. I'm trying to get there, but just got a job and everything, job recently, so it's gonna be a while before I can micromanage these resources I have right in front of me. It will show one day, but one thing at a time. I'm unsure when I'll release a turtle video. I would like to release it on a Friday, but who knows, maybe this will come out on a Wednesday or maybe Thursday, but I'll see what happens. So in this little section here, Red's attacking Teal's side, and once you see Chapter 2 commence, you'll see how Teal just keeps getting bombarded for, I think, the next 2.5 parts. Right now, Red is just sending an army of Marines and Godshogs, like, that's gonna do anything, but hey, I ain't judging. More power to us. You're gonna see our playstyle here. We try to have our respective Scarabs on our sides, but later on we'll abandon this once they grow a brain. But right now, for like the next 4 chapters, I would say, we kind of like only send engineers when it's absolutely necessary if we think we're in danger.
Keep upgrade complete. Bobby's not coming home.
Chapter 2, Teal under attack. Shortly after Cutter put yellow on his shirt, his subordinate, Forge thought of a new strategy, attacking the 3-star Scarab and base by sending everything single file. That'll work.
Call complete.
On to Chapter 2. Chapter 2 takes place a couple of minutes after the events of the first chapter. This one is going to be a lot more laid back. Well, the initial parts of it, as you can see with Red single file sending his units. Judging by the pattern, it's clearly he's been on a rally point for some time, and as you see right there, Dishonored and I are playing Leapfrog with our Arbiters. It's pretty funny. We try to go ahead and challenge Green, and we quickly realize, nah man, we're not losing Arbiters to that, because Arbiters fall to the ground pretty hard. Once they get that Rage mode, they take 50% more damage, and Green, being a mastermind, Y abilities at least a couple of 100,000 miles away, and we're like, wow, that's just wild. I wish we could do the same thing. Green makes the push on Teal's side base, and Teal will be taking the majority of the hits in part 2. Green foolishly maxed the 3-star Scarab without doing any additional damage to it. He could have killed it if he got to half health, but hey man, you learn a few things as it goes. So Green and Red focus their armies on Teal, and as I said in the last part, again, our philosophy was let's just have our Scarabs in separate parts on our respective sides. If we need help, we'll send almost engineers. However, because I don't have a start Scarab yet, I was considering like going over there sooner, but at this point I was content with just sending my engineers over to help out Dishonored. I wanted him to be the star of the show, variancy-wise, before I caught up. Either red or green dropped a D-bomb. I did not see the longsword fly over, so I couldn't tell who it was. Knocking out that Spartan and killing the rest of the Marines. And after we kill these guys, it's going to cut to the next part in a few moments, because after that nothing happens for about 2 minutes in between that. So after that, yep, red still has the rally point, sending his units over. And something I would like to also say is the chapters are based off of the description of the original videos that used to be separate parts way back in the day. So I thought I'd make it a nice little touch by having them be little footnotes that the AI will speak on. Hope you guys like it. But anyway, Red's gonna have his usual warthogs, hornets, and marines for a long while. I'm just hacking and slashing away at these pesky units attacking my friend's base. Something I wish we were was like, I wish I was a chieftain or something. It would have been fun pulling over a tank, but you can't really complain this match. It was good through and through. And again, Ren just sending over one hog at a time. Take out one. Take out another. And the rest goes on and on. Dishonored showing the fact that he almost has a fully shielded base. We were just laughing at this shit. I do remember that. Wish I was able to record audio, but things happen. Red just continuously sending over units because that rally point do be looking nice. And I'm going to go ahead and investigate more, catch some hogs along the way, and try to get my third star sometime later, but however, I'm not really looking for it. It just happened to get it out of luck. The 2 stars, I mean. Considering me and Dishonored have the majority of the walls, except for that one on the right side, it makes sense why they're coming through here. Seeing no one there, I just sit around and recall. Or attempted, that's what it was. I attempted to put my jackal in the tower, but green shows up in the nick of time, forcing me to recall. Dishonored spared a few pop for vampires in the event of aerial attack like vultures or something. Yeah, vultures. I'm tired, man. I'm slurring my words or something around here. Green max the main base of Teal, taking out the shield, and I send my engineers to the base. I'm telling Dishonored, keep your engineers on your Scarab, should nothing happen. And those vampires make quick work of those hornets. Green was definitely the MVP of this game. He had the biggest brains, but even then still, he's like nowhere near our level, even way back then, and we've gotten a lot better since then, but much respect to the guy. I remember Dishonored saying around this part he was running low on resources, so like a good teammate, when you have a bunch of cash, you should send it over. Because being on 4 bases is taxing as a Covenant leader for the initial part, considering the shields and all. They put some good damage on Teal's base, and like always were able to just circumvent that by just saying no, and going over and providing the American healthcare, and refilling the base back to full health. And if it's all effort, green all unit wise, trying to do what damage he thinks he can to that Scarab, which it is not going down. If I remember correctly, I think my Scarab has a star. I think so at this point, judging by the shield number. If it's a 4, then the 5 shield indicates it has a star. I can't see in this footage on purple. The quality is a bit fucking garbage. But I mean, what can you expect from a DVR? I'm pretty sure it has a star. It should have a star at this point, because it did do some damage. It's going to be a while before I get 2 and 3 stars, but you'll see it in the video. It won't be in parts and everything, so you got the full package, baby. Something I've always wanted to try is like a locust turtle, but I don't think that shit will ever work. They'll just blow up too fast. Need a lot of engineers for that. Somehow Red snuck an army of Gauss behind Teal's base, but it doesn't matter. And yes, I'm correct. I do have a star on that Scarab. I was able to see it. So, alright, future reminder, if you ever see a 6 or 7 on the shield, then the Scarab has 2 to 3 stars. A valiant effort from both red and green, but they cannot kill the base considering there's about almost damn near 40 to 50 engineers healing that shit at once as a collective.
Ready to start.
All units. All units. All units. Engineer ready.
Show me.
Engineer ready.
Point the way. Ready to start. Where shall we go? We have the map.
Engineer ready.
We are yours.
All units.
Ready to start. Point the way. As you say, I am here.
Local unit. Base under attack. All units.
I am what is needed. Keep at my We are ready. What do you need? We are ready.
All units. All units.
Ready to start.
All units. All units.
It will be done.
Enemy engagement.
Done. Lock and fire. Ready to start.
All units. All units.
direct.
All units.
We are yours.
All units.
Show us. Ready to stomp.
All units.
Show us.
Chapter 3: Close Calls by the Energy Wall. The fixation on Dishonored was over. With the enemy's intelligence improving, they acquired new allies, our stupidity, tiredness, and the wall. Maybe deep down my Scarab was trying to learn how to use holograms so it could split in two so the enemy stays confused. Or maybe it just wanted to die.
Continuing from the last chapter, before I even actually begin with that, I would like to say that technically speaking, this is the 4th chapter, but I decided to combine chapters 2 and 3 since the majority of it was red and green attacking Teal's expansion bases, and technically that still continues, so I decided let's just make it one part or chapter. So anyway, on with the 3rd, technically 4th chapter. If you couldn't tell by the title of it, there's a lot of close calls made here by the Energy Wall and Fort DEEN. I had 2 stars on my Scarab, so I decided let me try and get my 3rd star. So I made an attempt to kill turrets and things like that. But because of our stupidity and our tiredness, because we played this game for so long, I almost got my Scarab cut in half so many times. As you see right there, green quad max my engineers. My Scarab was to turn around, and fortunately, for whatever reason, green must have had a full population, because there is no way he shouldn't have been able to not take that wall from us as cutter and prevent me from going through. But fortunately that happens, but this isn't the only close call that we have. Hell, there's times where I almost get myself cut in half, like right there, I believe. Yep, almost. I don't know why I set my Scarab back up while the energy wall is going up and I look away, so that's close call number 2. Really dumb of me there. But thanks to Dishonored's engineers, my engineers combined, my Scarab can shoot all of that down. This game was about, I think, if I didn't look at it earlier in the 2nd chapter, almost like it's about to hit the 2-hour mark, but it wasn't nighttime or anything, where Dishonored and I are located on the East Coast of the US, but, you know, it was a long day, and I think we had 1 or 2 games before this. I made jackals here in an attempt to prevent any ODSTs from spawning in and taking the wall, because I was considering going back again to do what I just did. Man, looking back on this footage, man, there's a lot of things I would never do again. And hey, see, Dishonored has 3-star jackals, or 3-star jackal squad, and the 3-star arbiter, so he's the one to beat me to it. So congrats to this man. You know, normally I'm the one getting it first, but small world. Feeling bold again, I decided to go up, and Dishonored's engineers is backing me up this time. He's very close by, and I'm gonna try and get my 3rd star again, my pestering green's expansion base. Green comes in with a lot more tanks, and this is where red switches everything up if I'm looking to the right in the future. See, again, this is where green should have taken the wall, and I should have been cut in half right here, but it didn't happen. And yep, as you see right there, I almost get myself killed again, blocking myself in, and red has cancer shell, soon to be power turret tanks. And goodness, Dishonored almost cuts me in half, but he gets out just in time. So that's close call number 4 right there. I am on a roll today for this bullshit. If that Carter was, I don't know, more attentive, man, that Scarab would have been gone weeks ago. So red just now gets power turret, and this is where things start ramping up towards the later sections of the game for a little bit. I think about maybe 2.5 more chapters, and then it'll die down. But right now, red's rolling in with a power turret. So these jackals are more or less useless anyway, considering the amount of infantry they were making before. But with our 2 and 3 star Scarabs doing the work, and yeah, my armor's a 3rd star too. I just saw it in that little corner right there. However, even with this, I think he's like, I'll say a damn prophet is better than a damn arbiter sometimes with 3 stars, but for different circumstances, arbiter's just so weak once he gets in that rage mode, which is an understandable trade-off, I guess. I heard before that back in the days on the 360, he was like damn near unkillable in the rage mode, so I guess that debuff is alright. I got no complaints. It's just annoying. You would think he would tank some more stuff, but it's whatever. This arm has a side army of hunters, side contingency of hunters, and a few units here and there. I still have these jackals around. I don't know why I kept these things, and there's a lot of things I could have done better. And I'm still yawning, and it's like 2 o'clock. Goodness, man. Whatever. So anyway, I take one wall, so the enemy's forced to be bottlenecked instead of having the ability to, you know, go around and flank or whatever. I don't know. We had very, very weird philosophies this game. It was just to cover as much ground as we can, considering they had a cutter. Honestly, if they were a double cutter, this would have been very interesting. Very, very interesting. Based off of Red's playing ability. And here is where I get bored and I decide to try to get a 3-star Wraith. So yeah, I've sent my jackals to die for more engineers. And it will cut to something more interesting shortly. Yep, back to it. We have the walls taken, and my Wraith's gonna try and get some kills here. It's a shame that Wraiths just, they're like very weird. They're good in deathmatch against tanks, power turret tanks, but they're just like garbage, man, in standard. It's whatever. Yeah, Green's gonna be trying everything here. You saw the vultures much earlier in the initial chapter overview. Green's just trying everything. Gauss, vultures, tanks, just everything under the sun. But I mean, it's whatever. They can try. They can try, but it's just not going to work. We're just going to be taking down those units one by one. I'm going to try really hard to keep my Wraith alive, but we'll see if it lasts that long. I know the future, but you guys don't, and what the hell do I like spoiling it for you? You're going to find out for yourself. I always wished in the definitive edition they added like 2 more maps or something. It would have been really cool, like a docks themed 3v3 map. Just like 2 more 3v3 maps and an extra 2v2 map would have been like nice, because Wars isn't a very space intensive game. And yep, Green quad maxed the hell out of my Scarab and is almost dead. If he had an army of PT right behind it, I don't think my Scarab would have lived. So we'll call that close call number 5 or 6 if anyone's been counting. Hell, maybe close call number 7. I don't even know. But I know it's above 4. But yeah, man, if Green and Red had their armies together while that quad max happened, my Scarab would have been done for. So that's another close call. And Dishonored 3-star Scarab is also right there. So we're just eviscerating those units one by one. And I also get boosted RAM. This is very important at the hour-minute mark of the game. You gotta ram those tanks somehow, you know? And another one of the billion failed attempts. This is what makes the difference between, like, if they were just a bit better. Honestly, if these players were like, I'd say, if I had to put a percentage number, if they were like 20% better, they would have resigned a long time ago. Who knows, maybe they're up to the challenge. Maybe they're up to finding out. Well, it's thanks to them that I have this video anyway. And, as you see there, Red got them Spartan Copers at the 2-hour mark. Good job for him, man. Really happy for him.
Chapter 4. Adapting Adversary. 3,600 seconds later, Cutter realized he was Cutter, and Speed blitzed my bases with facts and logic. The battle rages on as my engineers increasingly become more and more disobedient. I wonder how many bases will be smaller after this.
taking place only maybe a minute, minute and a half after the third chapter. Green is making a very heavy push to my side base, and because of my laziness and just engineers being slow and disobedient, I will lose an expo for the first time in a long time in this game. So, a deadly combo against any type of Covenant turtle, if you guys want to know, is to mainly just have Wolverines. Wolverines do excellent fucking building damage, as you can see right there. They kill the engineers and can disrupt the Scarab's life support system, basically. And because of my haphazardness and laziness and me spamming X button too much, my engineers just kept doing backflips and my base is down. So, again, like I said before, green, realizing it was Cutter, came in, and red going all Cobras. Definitely is switching things up and is making us move a lot more than usual. But like a giant pussy, green just runs away, but it's a smart move, I guess. You don't want to lose everything. So, take what you will, I guess. But still, fuck this guy. Obviously, I'm not upset. Just, you know, like, for the sake of the game, like, fuck that dude, but whatever. So now red pushes through the middle and is going to attempt to attack Teal's Expo or do a drive-by and go straight to me. In the midst of him locking down, Dishonor catches him lacking and rages those stupid Cobras down and takes some red water lockdown. I'll also make a mention here, this will be the last like little chapter notes. From here on I'll just commentate throughout the whole thing and not have any breaks, just to make it flow a lot better and be less jarring, so I can explain what's going on. Red's able to lock down, but it is futile with our 3-star arbiters jumping around, one-shotting, not one-shotting, just, well, 3-shotting these damn Cobras out of here. Only downside of our arbiter is once you are raging, that's like all your attention until elsewhere. I knew my outpost was ready, but I didn't take the time to look at it. I think green pushes back in, kills it again, or some shit like that. So now I have less engineers than before, and my Wraith still hasn't gotten a star yet. Hell, it almost died. So I'll be cutting in the next moment to another attack, with another attempt from red again. And this time I think, yeah, no, red's in the same position. He just has his Cobras lined up outside of the wall, and green and red are both huddled up together. And my arbiter is almost dead, but I am playing with death here. I don't know how this arbiter lived, but hey man, you gotta love veterancy, right? Shameless plug. Check out my veterancy videos part 1 and 2 if you haven't seen it yet. I plan on doing a revamp of the Super Turtle list, or Turtling list, playlist I mean. If I didn't say that earlier, I don't know why I'm being redundant here, just being tired these days, man. But yeah, I try to get my Wraith veteranized still, and it takes a while for that bad guy to get a star. But we'll see what happens. I go up, Arbor almost dies, I recall, and Dishonor is just chilling, because that extra 15% to that Scarab really adds up. And we see Dishonor here just playing leapfrog with these damn Cobras. But a D-bomb is dropped, and for some reason I take the wall to fuck with Dishonored for a moment, but then I let him back through. I honestly wish there was like another Uber unit, for the UNSC. It would have been cool to have like a ground unit or something like that. Considering they're like, the UNSC has stronger ground vehicles, or at least a Vulture should just be like significantly stronger and just like a lot weaker, or you know, a lot more resilient to anti-air things. It's a shame. It's really a shame. Because you will look at a Vulture and think, yeah, that beats the Scarab, and then it just fucking blows up to a Mach Blast, which also would be realistic in the Halo lore, I guess. But, side commentary aside, I try to see what I can do with my Wraith, try to get an extra star here. No, I just stare at it, because this is one of these moments. In turtling, you'll always encounter this. You either get constant action, or you don't. Sometimes there's an in-between, but don't count on that. And it's like the higher the skill level, the more likely you or the enemy wants to resign and not deal with this shit. And someone's driving by my house. I don't mean the shooting kind, I just mean with a loud ass fucking car. It's a damn Nissan. Get out of here with that shit. Green pulls up again, and even though I have 3 shields, he just doesn't give a shit. Oh wait, duh. Green quad mac, that's why. Green quad macking and killing the damn triple summit base. I sent my arbiter back to an attempt to do something, and also, as you saw just a few moments ago, Red pelikaning some units, and those units were Cobras. I don't think my engineers make it. I think the base just dies because they fucking float around it. Yeah, they fucking float around it, and then just don't do shit. I'm starting to think, oh, yeah, my base is fine, and then, yeah, they're healing it, and then they just stop. Like, that time they spent flying around the base really didn't help with its health. And from that, my base is dead. But, hey, at least my Scarab's about to get a 3rd star pretty soon. If it doesn't have it now. Nope, it's still 2 star, I can see it. Goes to half health, and the engineers save it just in the nick of time. And my stupid ass Wraith just dies, so no more of that shit. That shit's done. There's one more, or a couple more units I will try that will get 3 stars soon. But now with that another failed attack, but a successful, base attempt. I was sitting here at this point wondering what other units I should make. See how it's hour 54 and counting. So never mind, I'm lying about the 2 hour mark, but it will be 2 hours. That's a 2 hour mark in the game sometime later. You'll see on the screen. Red trying to be cheeky and shaking. Goodness, man, taking that base from me, but it does not work. As you see right there, I am quad pumping those hunters, and those hunters will be our chariots, because infantry gain veterancy pretty fast. And I think at some point I stopped being Ed and decided, alright, I think it's time to take the damn, make the main base area where I just pump those hunters into like a summon or something to save myself the damn stress. So a couple of moments after this, as you just saw that cut right there, not a couple moments, like a few minutes after, like maybe 2, I definitely know that much. Green comes back in again, and Red trying to make a summer push again, and Green going majority of his army Wolverines, no, all Wolverines with some Spartans in it, and Red pushing in with some Cobras or tanks. I don't see it yet. I'll know when I see it. But my hunters will make quick work of these guys, and I make sure to have engineers over them so they don't get volleyed to death, because that's my new prize. Because once you get 3 stars on a Scarab or Scarab or your Covenant leader, it gets pretty boring. You try to experiment with other things, and Hunters is one of the times where I tried. Some hunters make quick work of these Wolverines, and Dishonored on the other side with his 3-star Scarab eviscerating Green from the right, or his left, whatever. Spatial awareness is weird these days. So, hunters make quick work of the Spartans, knocking them out. Something I always found funny is how come, like, why do the Spartans and Marines have the same death noise? They always go, "Dah!" when they die sometimes. It's very weird. It's funny. Me and the boys made a little meme off that. Who knows, maybe I'll make a Halo Wars Slender video in the future. Don't know. I really don't know right now. So, another failed attempt, but at least they got the shield down. Red splitting his army somewhere else to go attack another side base of Dishonored. Also, something as you might have seen here is when you're a Covenant leader in turtle games, if you ever have an expansion base, you should try to make if you're going to keep an expansion base, you should make that expansion base have more shields and the main base area less shielded. As you see with our resource mark, we can afford to have at least 1 to 2 bases, just nothing but shield generators, and preferably we'll shield gen the bases on their side of the map if we ever wanted to just be an asshole. So that's like a little food for thought right there if you're wondering about how to conduct yourself as a Covenant player in turtle games. Again, there's no definitive way, however, there are, in a way, rules to follow for the higher chances of success, but at the end of the day, these turtle games will put you at risk. Whatever strategy you participate in. Risk will always be there. So, with that again, I believe one of my hunters has a star now, so yippee-ki-yay. And on the other side, Retzel has a Cobra in there. Somehow put it in the damn relic tomb thingy. I was gonna send my Scarab over, but then Dishonored, I think, recalls. Yep, he's gonna recall. And then just walk in the damn, he's gonna phase through like he's Obito or some shit and just slice the damn Cobra. Goodbye. That's just funny. I don't know why. I know Dishonored laughed at this moment right here if I had the original commentary. So then Dishonored rages up and takes out those pesky Cobras in our backyard. But now, for the first time in forever, I see that Red dropped a D-bomb. But it doesn't stop my Scarab from making short work, and as you see, the shield number is a 7, which means my Scarab is finally a 3-star. And now, the video is no longer clickbait. Green makes an attempt to attack from the right, and I think I place a Jackal over there, and he turns around, I don't know. Yeah, no, I get out the damn tower and I run. Either my Jackal dies or something like that. Yeah, or not. I don't know what like. Yeah, that's what it was. I was trying to. Yep. For some reason, he doesn't pursue the Jackal, so I hide the Jackal in the corner and just sit him there. So we can know when Green's moving down. But of course, because of the beam rifle, they have a far range. But for the most part, Green goes by without noticing. As a trade-off, I put my Arbiter on the other side to make sure Red doesn't try anything funny on that side. I was paying to let Dishonored know.
All units.
Yep. See right there, Green's moving down. I'm spamming X so my stupid Jackals don't shoot the damn Wolverines. Nope, too late. The Wolverine and Jackal shot each other, so Green knew beforehand and was forced to run away. But yeah, man, Green was the smartest player. And Dishonored rages his ass down. Out there.
We are unstoppable.
Engineer ready. All units. All units. All units. All units. All units. Engineer ready. All units. All units. All units.
My blade is ready.
Power terminated.
More waiting. I am here. What is it? Your glory. I am chosen. My blade is ready. I am chosen. Finally.
All units.
We serve. me go. About time. Very well.
And from that set of attacks, it's 2 hours and 11 minutes. Definitely one of the longest turtles I've been in, and definitely one of the longest turtles Dishonor has been in. Especially ones recorded. But this little chapter here, it would be called Hunters if I had, if I was just not, lazy right now. But the Hunters kind of get a spotlight in this chapter. Many of them become 2 to 3 stars after this attack. However, I do lose a 1-star Hunter, sadly, but they're infantry. They can get stars fast, and therefore they die fast. That's the law, right? So, Green makes an effort. He quad max the triple shield base first, and then all unit wise. It's an understandable tactic, but you're better off just trying to max any high priority units as cutter. I mean, it all depends these days if you're feeling disrespectful or not. Monitors make quick work of the vehicles, and my engineers are there to at least keep the hunters alive, because at this point I didn't care about my scarab. I've gotten 2-star scarabs and even 3-star scarabs before, like a lot, whenever I did turtle. So I'm just trying to keep the star units alive, and as you see right there, poor old Jimmy. My engineers stupidly healed the damn other one when the ship had enough from the split. Oh well. At least can keep the other ones alive. As you see right there, if you cannot see it, there's definitely 2-star hunters. They'll be 3-star pretty soon. And earlier as you saw Forge Wing Grizzly. Something I'll say about the Grizzly, if there's multiple, if it's an all UNSC versus, say, all Covey match, that's the only time I could ever accept one Forge going Grizzly, but no more than that, if, say, everyone's Forge. Like, Grizzlies would do look like okay against hunters, I guess, because of the additional health. But even then, there's a lot more better arguments to just taking the power turret, but to each his own. Yep, as you see right there, we got 2 3-star hunters, or 3 of them, and a 2-star. Yep, you don't see those very often. Only time you can get those immediately is by deathmatch, but reinforcements, but who plays that, right?
Shield generator complete.
So that marks this attack, and we're getting very close to the ending stages of the turtle.
Where shall we go?
Taking place only maybe at most a minute after that previous cut. This is essentially the last stage or last moments of the game. Red just gave up and sent his Marine single file, and I dodge a quad mech like a pimp. And yeah, this is it. Green has a vulture here and there, and has his last army. And at this point, until the end, Red will single file send Marines to my expansion base on the bottom left hand corner of the screen. So yeah, this was it, man. This is like a 2 hour and 20 to maybe 40 minutes some odd freaking game. It was very fun for Dishonor and I don't think it was fun for the enemy, but when is ever fun when it's the enemy. So I had a little funny joke here when this video was originally the 8th when it was the 8th part. The description would say, ooh, Marine, ooh, Marine, ooh, Marine, because literally, as you see in this damn line, Red just gave up. He just gave up right here, and it's just kind of funny to see how that happened. So at this point, it will just be Dishonored and I soon getting bored of this shit and ending it. So that marks the end of my commentary right here. Thank you for the 30 of you who probably made it to the end of this part. Appreciate you guys so much, and just in general. I appreciate you guys getting me to 300 subscribers and above that, almost at 400. I'm really happy. I've grown pretty fast thanks to you guys. I'm going to try to branch out and do some more things in the future on other games. But yeah, you know what? I'll continue a little bit more, but it's not too much. At this point, like, you'll get to the part where they just give up. So this part is sped up, and yeah, that'll mark the 3-star Scarab turtle. Stay tuned for the stats if you're interested. But other than that, you can stop watching right around here, honestly. But if you want to see the stats, stay tuned. That'll be coming up in like a couple of minutes after the Marine section.
All units. 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 Outpost ready. Local units. All units. All units. Keep upgrade complete. Summit complete. Shield generator complete. Citadel upgrade complete. Local units. Enemy engagement. Shield generator complete.
What shall I do?
Engineer ready.
Sir. Acquired.
Summit complete. All units. Base under attack.
Point the way. What now? Direct.
Shield generator complete.
Show us.
All units. All units. Engineer ready.
Very weak grows strong.
Engineer ready. Outpost ready. Summit complete. Shield generator complete. Engineer ready. Keep upgrade complete. Engineer ready. Shield generator complete. All units. Turret complete. Engineer ready.
Easy enough.
All units. Citadel upgrade complete. Shield generator complete. Shield generator complete. Turret complete. Engineer ready. All units. All units. Local units. Shield generator complete. Turret complete. Enemy turret complete. Shield generator complete. Warehouse complete. All units. All units. All units. Turret complete. Warehouse complete. All units. Warehouse complete. All units. All units. Base under attack. All units. Enemy engaged. Outpost ready. Base under attack. Enemy engaged. Shield generator complete. All units. All units. Keep upgrade complete. Shield generator complete. Outpost ready. Local units. Our team is victorious.